Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Shino. We're back in all the mods 10 to the sky. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Let's pop over to the reactor and see what's going on over here. Things are going pretty good. I went ahead and put in another solar neutron activator. I do have this now running at 126 millibuckets per tick, and everything seems to be going okay over here. If I take a look at the fissile fuel, you'll see that number is still going up, just barely, right? So it's doing really good. We are burning through polonium. We have no backlog. We're actually burning more polonium than what we're making. So that's our current burn rate. And you'll see now I'm burning at a rate of 1.4 million FE per tick. And you may be asking yourself, well, Shino, how are you able to do 1.4 million FE per tick? Because when we left last time, you were only getting 745,000 FE per tick. Well, you're thinking maybe Shino did something kind of screwy here and he's got this running on a different one. No, you see it's running still on number 5, same as it is. Well, what Shino did is he added another reactor. I decided the best thing to do to get this thing going was to put another turbine over here. So I now have 2 running at 745,000 FE per tick. And this is doing just fine to keep up with it. So our burn rate's good. We're producing more than enough steam. In fact, I'm still having to vent off steam because it is actually producing more steam than what we need still. So could we put a third one on here? I think we could. Do I need a third one? I don't think we do. But we'll see. You know, that's always an option to get that going. But the biggest gap we have right now is I still need to improve fissile fuel production to a higher rate so that we can run this at a higher rate and produce more waste so that we can start to backfill everything up here, right? That's kind of what the goal is, what we need to do. So we're going to be working on that, not in this episode, but, you know, in the future here, we'll be working on that. Let's pop over and look at the fissile fuel production. So you can see what's going on. Yep, so that's the stack I had to go with to get this thing going. And I went ahead and added in 2 of the isotropic centrifuges over here. Both of them are running at 64 millibuckets per tick. And you'll see that right now the sodium chloride looks like it's starting to back up. Yep, we're backed up to there. Looks like we're backed up to here. So are we backed up to here? We are. We finally backed up on our sulfuric acid. So everything is actually running faster or running. How am I saying this? We're actually producing faster than we're burning all the way through the entire system right now. So what that means is we have the ability to expand this if we want. But what I'm finding is I just don't have the physical power moving through my power network to be able to, or not power, but through the power network to be able to keep this going. You'll see that we're just barely breaking even on this, and we're actually going down in some instances. So I have to I've had to set up to move some power over whenever it gets too low. So yeah, we're still not out of the woods yet. We're still having a few issues. And why am I running a million FE on that one? I can't remember. Yeah, that one doesn't need to be a million. But we're still running into a few issues. And I have gone through and put as many upgrades as I can muster in these. So like the energy upgrades are all 8 of 8, I think, in everything. But speed, if I take this up one more speed upgrade on it, we actually start burning through our power a lot faster, and we're not able to keep up with it. So right now I'm at the sweet spot, 128 millibuckets per tick of fissile fuel being generated, and we're burning 126. I think that's good. Anything else changed over here? No, you know what? I really don't think that I have. I think, oh yeah, I did make the infinite ancient stone and the infinite black stone and the infinite clay. Those are the last 3 that I wanted to get. So that's all been set up over her. And I think I'm doing, yeah, in stone there. I'm not doing anything with this one at the moment. I'm trying to decide if I wanted to do um, no, I'm doing netherrack there, doing cobbled deep slate there. There was another one I was thinking about processing, but I can't remember what it was now. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was, but for right now, I think we're doing okay, so I don't have to worry about it, about, processing anything else. So we're gonna call this area complete. I am gonna start getting rid of this stuff since we have the infinite netherrack. We have all this is infinite. We really don't need to keep this in here any longer. So we're gonna get rid of that. Only other thing I did is I did go ahead and make the jump to the draconic fusion crafters all the way around here. So all of these have been updated, and that is all ready to go for our next tier, which will be coming up pretty soon. We're going to be doing some more draconic stuff, and we're going to go fight the chaos dragon here soon. Maybe next episode. It's kind of leaning that way. So what are we going to do in this episode? Let's take a look at kind of the crafting plan, and remember what we're working on is to get to the ATM Star. And there's a bunch of these little components that we need to kind of knock out of the way. And I think the one that I wanted to work on in this episode was, yeah, we're going to work on the Wither's Compass, is the item that we are going to try and get made. And I just cleared that out. I didn't mean to put there. There we go. That's the one we're going to be working on. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to have to do through actual additions. And yeah, that kind of scares me. So let's get started. So the first thing I've done is I did go through and set up the Witherless Rose recipe. Now, this is pretty simple. There's nothing fancy here that we've got to fight through. We're already making the fertile essence, or not making it, but we already have all the components from our mob farm for that stuff. So that's all easy. I went ahead and crafted that recipe. The rest of this stuff is all things that we have in our storage, with the exception of rose bushes. I think I only have one, but where we keep a lot of them at? That's right. We're kind of farming them over here. So I should probably set this up for storage capabilities, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. We're just going to grab us a whole bunch of roses. I don't really need them anymore because we're not doing any more of the bee stuff over here. We just kind of have everything running over here and, feeding into this system as we go. So I'm not too worried about it, but if we got to come back, we'll come back. All right, so we're going to put all of these roses, we'll put them back into our inventory system. So that should take care of all our needs for that. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah. That's that one. That's that one right there. Yeah, we're good. So what are we going to start working on next? So let's see. We've got the wither prediction, and we have access to those right in our crafting recipe, I thought. Yep. Wither prediction. We've got that. Cool. So I think, yeah, legitimately, we are looking at these items right here. I went ahead and made a list of everything we're going to need, and I think we're just going to start working our way through this list as we go. And we'll just create a bunch of recipes is really what we're going to be doing on this. Like, for example, we're going to need to have a crafting recipe for a nether star block. So we'll make that one. And then we're going to need that for the nether generators, which you can now see we have everything that we need for making that. So I'm just going to go ahead and kick that one to there. And that means then that we will have everything for that one there. So really 3 recipes, and that takes care of the 8x nether star generators. Cool, and cool. Let's go ahead and let's make, how many of these nether star generators are we going to need? We're going to need 2 of them anyways. So let's go ahead and make 2 of the 8x, and we'll hit start. Kind of curious how long. Oh, it won't take long at all. Yep, pretty much. Oh, we have a problem with crafting the wither skeleton skulls. See, that's why you test this stuff. Why can we not do the wither skeleton skulls? Okay. Yeah, so you know what we did, and I bet you I never reset that. That reminds me. No, it's there. It's just not exporting it. Let's try that again. Give me 10. Yeah, so the problem is it's not exporting it, but that's all right. We'll just go ahead and throw that into there. And we should have what we need now. Nether 8x. There's one. We need one more. Cool. I thought that'd be a quest. I bet you I gotta have one of these first, don't I? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it should be a quest under cool parts. Yeah. Cool. We'll put those in there. So that should take care of. Type in the right thing. No, it is Wither Compass, right? Did I not make a recipe for the Wither's Compass? Thought I did. No, I sure didn't. Okay, let's make that one. Wither Compass. Take that there to there. All right. Do we have a quest line for actual additions? I don't see one. Cool. I think there's a book for it, though. Do we have a book? Actual additions. No, I don't see a book there for it either. Okay. So let's take a peek at what we can do with actual additions. It has been a hot minute since I've done anything with actual additions. So this may be kind of funny. Let's see what we need to do here. Is there a manual? Is it paleo? What's that? No, I can't remember what that is called, but manual. There it is. Yeah, actual additions manual. Canola seeds. How can we get canola seeds? From sieving dirt. And is canola... Yeah, you can get it from netherite. Okay, I thought I had canola seeds, though. Isn't that what that... Oh, it's cocoa bean there. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing it, so I'm going to say I don't have it. So let's grab us an infinite amount of dirt. And let's go over here to that spare sieve. And we're going to need a netherite mesh. Here we go. Put you on there. And let's go ahead and grab our upgrades. Here we go. All right, we'll finish letting that run down. I've already seen a lot of canola seeds go through, so we're good there. Pop back over here. And let's try to make this book again. Looks like we're going to need a little bit of paper and the canola seeds. And there is our book. Goes to the features and actual additions has to offer. And I see it say it's a whip in progress. So to be perfectly honest, I never actually realized how much content actual edition has before. Cool. Getting started. Story about actual additions, a visit to the engineers, crystals and reconstructors, intro to the manual. All right. I'm going to read through this really quick, see if there's anything I need, and then I'll be right back. All right. That's not going to be much helpful for us. We're just going to throw, oh, nope. That's not it. Yeah. I was going to say, did I just find it? Nope. We're going to put it right there. Yeah, that's not very helpful. So what we're going to need to do is make the atomic reconstructor. Which to do that, we're going to need an iron casing, which is that right there. I don't think I need to automate that. We'll find out. Take that. And there's the atomic reconstructor. Cool. Next thing we need to make is going to be the Restonia crystal. And that is made from a red crystal shard. No, it's not. Restonia crystal is made from the atomic. That's redstone being hit by the atomic reconstructor. Okay. So we're going to need let's grab a button. I got a button outside. Yeah, I've got a button already. We're going to need redstone. There we go. And we're going to need, what else here? We're going to need, let's grab a gate. We're going to need some power for this. And I'm going to try blazing and see if that's going to be enough. That's only 20,000. See if that works. Now, I think I can put it like this. And that goes that way, right? Okay. And I can put power on there. And it's charging up. Whoa. It's going to go all the time now. H magnet off. You get it? I think it did it. Cool. Do I need to automate this? I don't know. You tell me down in the comments if you think this is going to be something that's going to need to be automated. Personally, I don't think it is. Cool. Get rid of that now. Now, basic coil. Yeah, let's go ahead and do, can we do a stack? Do 2 stacks. Cool. And then the advanced coil is going to be this. And I'm just going to do a full stack of that. And then we're also going to need the ender casing. Okay, empowered diamantine. So it looks like for this, we're going to have to make another machine. And I have never heard of this machine before. This is called the Empower. And what are we going to need to do to make the Empower? Oh my goodness. So we're going to need more Restonia crystal. I'm just curious about something. Do they have a dropper? Oh, actually, Actual Editions has a dropper. What other kind of droppers we have? We have the advanced dropper from Direwolf. Do I not have one? No, it didn't look like I ever made the dropper. Okay, so yeah, let's definitely make the dropper. We're gonna want that thing and that thing, and we're gonna need a recipe for that as well. All right, let's think about this. Show me the render area. I want this to go down. One more. That'll work right there. So now it's going to drop the items that gets into there will be dropped out. Okay. Let's take, I think, yeah, I've got right there is what I was looking for. So we're going to need a pattern provider. Pattern provider, give me some more patterns. Fill you back up. Go. We're going to need some cable. Very good. We are going to need an item collector and a demagnetizer. Yeah. Cool. Let's do it this way. I'm going to put the right there. All online, all good to go. Okay. And let's do a pattern for what is this called? This thing. Cool. So I think what we're going to need to do, we're going to go here. We're going to change this to a processing pattern. And we're going to say that gets us one Restonia crystal. Yeah, 1 to 1. Oh, there it shows up right there. Processing pattern. Cool. Okay. We're going to need advanced item collector. That'll be right there. That looks good. And we're going to put the item that we're going to I'll do this first. That work like that? Yes, it did. Cool. All right. So we'll just do it set up like that. So I can hit this and I can say, you know, hey, make me 20 of those. Let's see if this works. That did not work. Why did it not? Because there's no power in this thing. Mitigate. Cool. Let's try this one more time. I want to make sure that everything's working here. We'll do that. We'll do 20. Start. Perfect. Okay, that one's working. All right, we need to make the iron casing. We're gonna need 2 of these. What am I out of? Sticks. There we go. 2 iron casings. Double battery. We're gonna need a single battery. Looks like the Inori crystal is gonna be something else that we're gonna need to set up. So let's do a recipe for that one as well. Here we go. That should now give me a chance to get Nori crystals. And let's do, now give me 100. Cool. All right, thinking about this. Yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to make a crafting recipe for this as well. We'll have those on auto craft going forward. We've got that on auto craft. We're working on the battery now. Let's do this and this. There we go. And then, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do these recipes. Oh, those recipes. All right. Next thing you need to do is the display stand. Cool. 2 items here that we need to take a look at. It'll be that, which is atomic reconstructor. Does it have to be a chiseled quartz block? Kind of appears it does. Okay, I kind of remember now why I didn't play a lot with the actual. Yeah, a lot of little intricate crafting recipes that need to be done. This is going to be that, and we're going to need a chiseled quartz block. I thought I made a recipe for quartz slab. I guess no. Let's do quartz slab. All right, that should now do it. Let's get one of these. Yo. Okay, now we've got our aesthetic green crystal that takes care of that. And so last thing is just the aesthetic quartz, which is a block of quartz. Isn't that what we had just set up here? No. Okay, so we need a block of quartz. There we go. That should now give us everything we need for one of. Oh, it doesn't. Aesthetic. Oh, you know what I did? Here, here, to here, to here. There we go. Should give us everything we need now. Let's go ahead and run through this. Cool. How does this work? Not the display stand. All right, we're trying to make the Empower, right? This thing here. Here we go. We got the Empower now. All right. Does there anything say how we use this thing? Not that I can see. Let's use this and we'll click on that for uses. And I don't see anything. I'm not really sure about this. But I can see from the recipe of this thing. Not that thing. Go back. I can see from the recipe of this thing that it requires a diamantine crystal, which looks like it needs to go into the center. And then there's some items that go in a 4-point around it. And I saw those display stands. So I thought, well, let me try this. Now, I don't see any power going to this. So we're going to try this. So we're going to need to make the empowered diamantine crystal, which is going to require just a regular diamantine crystal. So let's make that recipe up. All right, let's give this a shot. Diamantine crystal. That worked fast. Okay. So we've got that now. I think that goes there, right? These need power. Okay, they have power. And now we need clay and light blue dye. All right, let's see if we figure this out. It goes like that and probably need a button. Nope, that's not working. All right, let me see what else I can figure out. All right, there, it's working. It was correct. You do not need a redstone signal. There you go. What you do, you need 2 spots between it and the Empower. Cool. So yeah, 2 spots. That's what you need to do. It's kind of fun learning this stuff with people, right? All right, so that is that is how you make those, and we needed 4 of those to make 1 ender casing, right? Okay, so let me get this made up 4 more times, and then we'll work through. Is this something we need to automate? If it's something I'm going to automate, I'm going to move it, right? I don't know if I want it sitting out here in my walkway. So I'll be back. Yeah, I think this is something that we're going to want to automate. Turn that back on. And with that being said, I think what that means then is we need to relocate it to a better area. An area that we can allow it just to kind of sit and reside. We may end up moving this also. And I'll show you what I want to do. So this area over here, we really don't need this anymore, right? This is something that we can get rid of. So I'm going to do that. And we've got everything over here that we're going to need for AE2 and all that. So I think that makes sense that we put it all here. So yeah, let's start working on trying to get that done. First thing I'm going to do is let's start off figuring up our spacing for this thing, right? So we know that it's got to be 2 blocks away. So if we put one against that wall, we'll need to put it right. That's a display stand. That'll need to go there. Cool. That'll allow the display stand display stands to go there. And 1, 2, we need another piece of cobblestone. There. Okay. And we'll put our display stand there. So that's where these are all going to reside. Cool. How are we going to put these into their perspective positioning? That's a good question. Let's think about this. How many recipes are we looking at from this thing? All right, we need to do a little testing here. Can this thing hold more than a stack? No, it can only hold 1. So, okay. The other part I'm not sure about is, does it have to be a particular pattern or just, it has to be in a particular, not sequence, but you know what I mean? So let's do light blue dye again. We're going to test something. So we know that has to go into the center. Okay. So I'm thinking about setting up the recipes with routing for that item only, and then everything else just goes round robin around. But I want to test and see if it matters the sequence it goes in. So like if I put that there, the recipe calls for, if I were standing here, the recipe would be light blue dye there, clay ball, and the clay block over on this side. Well, I'm going to try it this way. I want to see. Okay. All right. So it does not matter the sequence. It only matters what goes into that. Okay. I can deal with that. So I'm going to clear out a little space around here like this. Give me a little bit of room to work from. Cool. I am going to, we're going to need a chest. We're going to need a pattern provider. Okay. We're going to hook the pattern provider up. It doesn't really matter. Let's go over here in this corner though. There we go. That should have everything back online, right? Got power coming over here. 1 of 8, 2 of 8, 4 of 8, 8 of 32, 15 of 32, and all the way back here to the back. 16 of 32. Yeah, we're good. All right, we're gonna put the chest right there. That should not there. Let's put the chest go. I guess we could use a barrel, right? Yeah, we could use a barrel. Yeah, that works. And then here's what I'm thinking. We could do this with laser IO, but I think actually the universal pipes will be just fine for this. We're gonna test it. No, you know what? This is gonna have to be laser IO. Well, let me correct myself. It doesn't have to be, but it would be a lot easier to do this with laser IO than it would be with pipes. Go card. All right, here's the reason why. We're going to have to put in and pull out from that spot right there. And we're going to have to put it back into that area. And I think that just bodes well for using a laser node on that. We're going to put the laser nodes for each one of these. We're going to run everything underneath it just to give it a little bit. Whoa, go back up. Just to give it a little cleaner look. Like that and like that. Yeah. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. We're going to be pulling items out of this chest. They're going to have to go into each one of these. One item in particular is going to have to be marked for that center. So that on the, we're going to have 2 item filters on the down. That's on the west, or on the up. 2 item filters. On extract, we're going to put 1 on channel orange, and the other is going to be on the white channel. I think the white channel we're going to put on we're not going to do a filtering on it. I'm going to see if this will work this way. But I think the white channel can do all of that, right? And that'll be no problem. I think then what we want to do is we'll do this one on the up. We're going to put the insert on the orange channel, and we're going to do another card that's going to be on extract, and it's going to be on the black channel. Same thing over here. We'll do another node here, and it's going to be insert on the black channel. Now, the rest of these, we should just be able to do an insert on white, right? And we don't need to do anything special to them. I'm thinking, because it doesn't look like we can put more than 1 item in at a time, and it doesn't look like the sequence matters. So we should just be able to do insert on white, each one of those. This is the one that's going to matter, right? This is the one that we're going to have to, that one and this one and that one, we're going to have to adjust those. And I think I'm ready to try it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the item cards out of this one for now. I'll do this. I'm going to do this, and let's make the empowered recipe. That'll be this one right here. We'll do this, and we'll do that. Okay, and I can throw that up into there. All right, so if I do now, if I say, hey, give me empowered one of these. Need a recipe for light blue dye. There we go, light blue dye. All right, try it one more time. Empowered. Okay, should have all the items into here. There they are. All right, now let's set up where each one of these items is going to go. And the only one we're going to have to set up is the diamantine crystal. And then also on this one here, we're going to have to do the output as a filter. No, we don't. We don't need to insert. We don't need a filter on this at all because whatever we filter here is going to travel on that channel. So on the up, on the extract, we're going to want the filter, and that's going to be the finished product. That one right there. And it needs to be a blacklist and extract allow. Cool. All right. The other item we're going to need is the diamantine crystal. It's going to have to go into this thing. So that is going to be on this one. And we're going to have a filter, and it's going to be the diamantine crystal. Insert allow. All right. So if I put this here, nothing should happen because nothing's leaked up yet. I want to set this one to do the filter and diamantine crystal. And you know what? I am probably going to have to do this one with a filter also. And we're going to say deny diamantine crystal on the white channel. Okay. I think that's right. All right. This I want to connect only to that one. This one I want to connect to that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Hey, it worked. Sweet. Now we got to get power into this thing, right? So where's those gates? Right here. All right, let's try the diamantine or power diamantine one more time. And I want to see about doing 3. I want to see what happens when you do multiples. That's what I was afraid of right there. All right, so what we need to do is we need to set this on the blocking mode. Do not push crafting ingredients if inventory contains a pattern input. And lock until primary crafting result is done. All right, we're going to reset everything. Let's try this one more time. There's 1. There we go. There's 2. And yeah, perfect. Working good. All right, so this has now been automated. Well done, Shino. So if we take a peek at this now, we say we need this. We should now have, go back here, the recipe here. I go to this, should have everything except for the block of black quartz. We can create that recipe. Cool. So ender casing here. Now do that. Oh, hold on. This, that. Now we can put it in here. I'll get there. There we go. That takes care of the ender casing. That takes care of the empowered diamantine. We've got the empower done. So we are still working on the player interface. Do we have it all? I think we've got it all now. Player interface. Yeah, we do. Is that everything we need? No, we still need the wither builder. Okay. Oh, that's done. That's done. So all we got to do now is just make the wither builder recipe. See, look at that. That is all done. Drop it in. And that should be everything we need for the wither compass. Let's take a peek. Wither compass. Start. Going good. All right. That should be just about done. One more maybe. Oh, what did it stick on? Wither compass. It says it's stuck on something. What did it stick on? Cancel. The wither prediction? Do we not have... not sure why it did that way. Because I had 2. We already made 2 nether star generators, right? I could have swore we set that up already. That's weird. I don't know why it's not completing the craft all the way to this point. That's kind of weird. But we got it, right? So that's all done. We got the wither compass taken care of. And that goes... right there. So we've got 2 of the items done that we need for the ATM Star, which is cool. So yeah, we've got to get the pulsating black hole is another one that we need to get done. And I think we have everything except for the block of gold and the block of redstone. I think, yeah, those are the 2 that we need to kind of create around. And I'm almost wondering if we want to do like the compacting drawer system, like what we did down here, to do it that way. I don't know. Let's see what it would take if we wanted to do the 5x gold. So we need that recipe, this recipe, that one, and one more like that. I don't like doing the recipes, you know, like these type. I'd much rather do that, you know, mechanically if I could. I'd like to do it that way. But let's go ahead and do the 5x gold. And while that's running, let's go ahead and walk our way down through the iron one as well. Okay, that took a hot minute, but we have those done. So we've got our block of iron and we've got our block of gold. There's those two. So now, oh, the wood and the dirt. So the block of dirt, I thought we had already done. Oh, you know what I did? So whenever I got the infinite dirt, I had taken those recipes out. So those need to be reimagined. What else do we need to, what's the other items? Let's just see what else we need to get on this list here. So redstone, obsidian, wood, and dirt. We're going to try something here. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try advanced compacting upgrade and a barrel. Can we export? And you know what? This might not be an export thing. This might be, let's go over here to next. Let's go over to where our fissile fuel's at. Not necessarily the fissile fuel, but guess, remember this stuff here? Yeah. I'm curious about something. I've got a barrel here. I don't want to do that one. I think what I want to do, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but we're going to test it. We're going to see. Let's put you on a no connection. And let's put you right there. It'll be fine, right? So that's the only place that anything can go into. Okay. Let's put an advanced compacting upgrade in there. Let's turn this on. And it should be a matter of just go that. Aha. Okay. This is something. What else we need to do? We needed, it was for redstone and obsidian. So the only thing we can really get from this would be, oh, we've already got all those, don't we? Okay. Redstone. Let's find the redstone one. There's the redstone. And let's get stack upgrade. This is going to get filled up here pretty quick. There we go. I don't think that's going to work. I mean, it would, but it would be something I need to start at like a long time ago. I think compacting drawers will work better in this situation. Let's do that. I think so, right? So if we go to functional storage and we use the pusher upgrade, we want to use pullers. Let's use pushers. All right, we'll clear those out, right? And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lock that first, not the first row. We're going to lock this top row. Cool. And then we're going to need export plus. All right, let's put these upgrades into it. Here we go. And then from here. So we want this to down. Go down, 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 down. Okay. These do need to be locked. Thinking about this, we do need to lock these. There. Cool. All right, that's good. All right, so what we are needing to get is let's start off with redstone. Oh, and we'll need acceleration cards. And probably crafting cards too. So give me a couple crafting cards and give me acceleration cards. And you know what? Go ahead and make me, I don't know, 30 more of those. That's fine. Every time I see them, it's like, I'm going to need more of those. All right, let's start off with the redstone. And I want this to be redstone blocks that it is importing into here. Okay, so the lowest area here is going to be redstone blocks, right? And then we're going to throw acceleration cards on there, and we'll put a crafting card on there. Okay, should be able to grab that one and put it there. All right, let's let that go for a while. Next one over here is going to be obsidian. All right, so we're going to put the obsidian in there. Crafting card, and all of those. Cool. Now, obsidian is something I don't have a lot of. How can we make more obsidian? Let's take a peek. That might be the best way. Do we have that going over here already? We don't, but that would not be hard to set up. And I think it'd probably be something we just want to set up right here. I don't need this anymore either. You know that? We're going to leave that import bus right there. Whoa. All right, we're going to do that same trick we did on the last one. Oh, glass trapdoor. There we go. Put that there. And we're going to put the other netherite furnace. Is this probably not? Probably don't need to have two of these going. You know what I mean? Let's just do one. Yeah, let's just do one. There you go. And I broke those again. All right, I'm going to put the lava back here behind. Go. Okay. And then we need the tank. What was it called? Singularity tank. Okay. All right. And we're going to put that onto there. And then we'll just connect this with the cables and we should be good. This is, that's an export bus. We need an import bus, which is that one right there. Actually, you know what? Let's do this as a storage bus here. And I'll tell you why I wanted a storage bus. It's probably something that we're going to need again and again. And so it just makes sense to go ahead and have us be able to store it that way. So what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to break this connection for a moment. And then we're going to lock this drawer. There we go. And then we'll redo the connection here. There. Cool. Okay, that's going. And we should now be able to grab that and put it there. Oh, that's a polar upgrade. What's this? That's a polar upgrade. So we need that to go up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add these to the AE2 system. Right? So now when we look at redstone, yeah, we see them. Cool. Hey, it's pretty cool. And do we have the 5X? Yeah, we got the 5X already. Cool. All right, let's get oak logs going. Same thing. We're going to put a crafting card on there. We're going to put that on there. And we'll need oak. Cool, cool. Take that. Put that into there. And this is a polar upgrade. We don't need that one there. We need the puller upgrade here, and it's going to be pulling from the top now. It's working. Cool. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to make a recipe for using the wood essence. We got quite a bit of it, so that should be okay. Do that. Not there. We need this one. All right, we're going to let these run for a while. See what we got to go. I think if these two are going to take the longest to go, this one's already done. Honestly, what I could do is break. We don't need to have that connection anymore. I think 6 of these will be enough for what we're going to be doing. So we'll just leave it just like that for now. Okay, I'm going to let these run for a while. I will be back. All right, so thinking through this, I'm going to have to do something different over here. I'm going to put some plans together, see what I can do. Otherwise, I'm just going to let this run. The wood is good. We're up to, we've already got the 5X, so that's good on the wood. But yeah, obsidian's going to take a while. Plus, we need obsidian for some of our crafting that's going on. And right now, we're taking it all over into here, which is no big deal. I mean, we've got, we've got access to some here. Will show up for crafting. But if we need to do anything like big on crafting, yeah, we would not have that available. So gonna have to come up with another plan for obsidian. Other than that, everything else is going okay. We've got a good amount of stuff done. We've got one item cleared off from our list of things to do. That was a wither compass, got it done. We're working on the pulsating black hole, and we'll have that one done as soon as the obsidian is taken care of. I'll go and mark those two off. And so when that's done, it's going to leave us the big ones. And the big ones mean that we got to kill the Chaos Dragon. So next episode, we are going back into the end and we're going to go kick his ass. We're going to go take care of the Chaos Dragon. Cool? All right, folks. Hey, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.